Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis IV with me, Alpha Omega, Meiou Taxes 3.0 and Semien. So we're starting this episode, the second episode, with black news indeed. For some reason we lost a point in stability. I have no idea why. Because we're gaining stability and there was no negative event, so I have no idea what happened. I guess it might have been just an event that I'm not... well, I just don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna let the game run. Well, actually no. I wanted to do one thing that I should have done at the very beginning of the game, but now that the game is properly initialized, I'm gonna do it, you know, and pretend like I did not forget. And that's, I'm gonna promote and support commerce, and I am going to provide tax relief to the burghers. And as far as clergy go, we are going to, perform a show of devotion. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, let's do that, and let's donate to the church as well. And we have the nobility here, and we're going to... oh, there are some new options here. Marry a noble consort. Okay, they would gain power, and we will get a new consort. Extra diplomatic reputation. Unrest lowered. Extra progress towards stability. So this is like a emergency situation here, but arrange a strategic marriage. Promote lesser nobility. Yield concession of ancient liberties. Oh, it's starting to give stability now. Okay, that did not happen before. We could hold a grand celebration for 9 gold. Okay, let's hold a grand celebration. And, well, this would be good, but that is actually, no, we can't. Yielding concession of ancient liberties would be great. I see that they lowered the centralization impact. And it gives progress towards the stability, but how much centralization are we getting? We're actually losing. Okay, so we can't do much in that case. But we improved relations with all of our estates. That's good. We should see an impact. Yeah, next stability is, you know, the progress towards stability is going to be much faster. One thing that we haven't really checked is the situation regarding our government. So if we want to think about that, we have a couple of things here to go through. Okay, so our duchy is based on succession, which is okay. The ruling family, a primary spouse. We have one single artist, primary consort. Herman, a primary spouse. Okay, that's interesting to see. Nothing that would be that out of ordinary though. I guess the Ottomans and other people would have it like that. The nobility is set to office. That means... okay, there's no description here. Oh wait, it's 1st of January. Okay, so the recalculation is running. That's why I can't see anything. So the nobility is at the office. Assemblies are irrelevant. Okay, I guess that also makes sense in a state like ours. So at the office. Nobility is a matter of government or appointment. The holding a position of sufficient significance, conferring a nobility upon the office holder, either for the duration or for life. Assemblies are irrelevant. Okay. Internal structure is regionalism. I'd like to switch that to unitary later on if we could, but this increases income from vassals, increases diplomatic Annexation cost and lowers or increases vassal force summit contribution. Devolution, minimal central collection. Total centralization would be great if we could get it. Autonomy is permitted. Provincial leadership is local. And we have regional military local armies. And special arrangement, none. Okay, so that gives us a bit of a better idea about what our nation is like. So in Ethiopia, we improved the relations with them so much that they are now actually at plus 70. That's good. Abyssinian opinion of Ethiopia. Wait, Abyssinian? Is that like ours? Okay, so their opinion of us is 70 and our of them is 45. Okay. That is good. But the next nation that we are going to try to influence... Well... I guess the best choice... Damn, this is a really nice... Yeah, I love these provinces. They make them, you know, the way of, like, along the Nile. That's just awesome. But yeah, we're gonna start sucking up to Egypt. Because the Mamluks are the people that can get us from this mess. You guys are gonna keep drilling, which is good. And you're gonna give us army professionalism. Did they fix this? Conscription army. Yearly gain. Immediate gain. Okay, I think it's not yet recalculated. Strange. Phineas, though, has a nice fire and shock values, so that is decent. That is decent. Okay, now that we have you here, let's send the diplomat. Negotiate alliance. Oh, that's a nice function. Okay, so we can create... you can try to... well, not like force anyone, but... I'd say the correct word would be to persuade them to drop one of their allies and get you instead. Okay, that's a new and nice function. I like that. And how are we on technologies? Institution tech penalty. Okay, commercialization. Okay, what does that require? Let's check that out. I think we're gonna have a problem here. Okay, so we have embraced legalism, and that's the only thing that... Okay, I guess that this one will have to just spread to us. Dang. We just regained our stability point, which is good. Our armies are drilling and everything seems to be going well. Now these beginnings are always a bit confusing because we need to figure out what we want to do. There's a very limited amount of things that you know about the region. At least that goes for me because I never played in this area before. So I'm trying to just, you know... I wanted to say forge, but yeah, pretty much forge some strategy out of nothing. A couple of things that I would like to mention before I speak what my next steps will be. God, this tea is making me lose all my concentrations. Now, this is just the black tea. Chill. Anyway, both Semien and Dembia seems to have no mining. I am looking a bit more into the industry. We're seeing that most of our most of our industries, whether it is resources like farmlands, forestries, or academic, commercial, and industrial districts, are making money, which is good. When I checked it for the first time, there was a lot of issues with the commercial side of things, but I think that our trade is just stabilizing, so that's good. that means we're growing as a population. And plus you can see that even though that the migration is, still slightly on the negative side, we have a really decent natural change, so our population is increasing. I'm fine with that. That is working fine. What we really need to do here is we need to play it tall, because who knows how long we'll have to be under our Ethiopian neighbors. So I'll focus on massively boosting my relations with my estates. You can see that the stability is just climbing. In the Novgorod playthrough, we pretty much established that large empires cannot be stable. It's impossible to go beyond +1. But here we have a very high chance to go +2, and maybe even +3. Which brings me to my next point. We definitely need to strike a lot of relations with our neighbors. As you can see, we are starting to do a bit better with Ethiopia. Mamluks are starting to be sort of friendly towards us. I'm going to continue with influencing the relations with the major neighbors and just playing it safe for now. We'll see, we need to focus a bit more on diplomacy before an actual good situation comes around. Now, I checked a bit about our, nation or our overlord Ethiopia. I read about, oh, damn, that's changing. Okay, so what I wanted to speak about is that they had a lot of rebellious divisions. They had 3 rebellious and 3 standard divisions. And now they have all of them in divisions. Okay, so I was hoping that a major breakout might happen because, what it says here that rebellious divisions don't pay, don't pay any tributes, don't contribute force limits, and don't join the wars of their overlords. But right now they pretty much just put everyone in line, so we can't really do much. But I'll have to keep an eye on this, and if people start getting rebellious, we might have a chance, to break the empire. Because if you can look at that, wait, no, I need this. Pretty much about half of Ethiopia's total, size are not directly under their control. So all of these nations, if they decided that they would just break free, I don't think there's much that Ethiopia could do. Yes, they have a large army, but we would be ready, for that, and we would have a chance to do quite a lot of harm. This might happen if anyone invades, say Mamluks, which I'm pretty sure will come after us at some point. So that's why I want to keep relations really high. A step to this is increasing my relations with the nobility and then revoking their privilege of... where is it? Here. Of opening diplomatic service to all courtiers. I finally figured out where I can... where I can see the privileges. It's right here. I'm always a bit confused about these menus. That's just how the game is made. And yes, I think that our situation with the nobles is pretty cool. They don't have that many privileges, and they don't have that many, powers. So even though their average power is pretty high, there's not much they can do, or there's much less that they can do, compared to, for example, Novgorod. So we're gonna get rid of the diplomacy, which penalizes us. We have one less diplomat, and when we get that revoked, we're gonna get that extra diplomat, it's saying here. That's gonna pretty much double our political power in the region, and we'll be able to, influence 2 nations at once. So I'm gonna send you to Ajuran right now when I can. And, we'll just keep it safe, for now. I don't think that an alliance here... Oh, they're at war with Cilicia, Mamluk Jihad. Okay, but actually, how does this one work? Negotiate an alliance. Even though the target is above an alliance limit, only possible if you have a possible alliance slot. Okay, so we oust someone from their allies, and it gives us their alliance. That's good to see. Distance from our borders. Okay, so we need to increase that opinion further, but then we can strike an alliance with them. And I think that an alliance with Mamluks is basically our way out of here. If you look at the way this is done, if we break the relations of Ethiopia, we can go at a certain point against Medri Bahri. Best possible way? Probably are large armies. Right now they have about double the size of our army, but if we could eliminate that, how much are... Okay, we can't afford a... Well, we can afford a single unit of mercenaries, but dang. Well, but you know, our numbers are positive, and who knows, maybe these guys will get entangled in some mess of their own. If I get that extra diplomat, maybe I can... Can you build a spy network? Yes, you can. So we could fabricate a claim on one of their provinces, and maybe Ethiopia will push our claim and attack them. Who knows? You know, a lot of things. So let's focus on the small stuff, which is alliance with Mamluks and better relations with all the major players in the area. Alva, you know, is another one of those that we need to look into. Can I yield those concessions? Yes, that's gonna hurt our centralization, but it gives us extra progress towards stability, gives us loyalty. Yeah, we need to do that. I'll have to wait a bit before we go with this, because the 40 loyalty would be too much of a hit. We need to get it to at least 80, and then we can revoke the privilege. It's September 1360, and I'm just looking at the map of religions. However, that's not what I wanted to speak about. One thing that I was thinking about, and that I never really did that much, was create a sort of a mercenary army. I don't really like the condottieri, I guess, mechanic, but in this place and area it would work very well. If we could make a highly professional army and just rent it out, this could bring a lot of income, and many of the African nations, or the small nations, or many, even in Europe, many of the small nations were able to build highly professional armies that they rented out to other nations to fight in their wars and win their wars for them. However, unfortunately, we can't really do that right now, because we can't rent out condottieri when we are a subject nation. Kinda sucks, but it's something to keep in mind for the future. Now, we can invest in the last quantity idea, which is the national duty. I want you for the day duty. Nearest logbook, get on it. Manpower recovery speed plus 20%. And we're also getting the bonus effect, which is 15% reinforced speed. What I thought was that, based on how this looks, we don't have all of the... It's kind of weird. Maybe we do? I don't know. I found that we had just these two, or these first two legacies, but there's no Mitra here. So let's check the diplomatic reputation here. We have land far off +2. No, we got it. Okay, so we have all of the legacies, which makes sense considering that we have so many ideas. So let's look at the other ones that we haven't gone through. The Sacred Waters. The Lake Tsana gives forth life-sustaining waters. The Lake Tsana gives forth life-sustaining waters, and gives to the earth the waters that is so intensely needed. The rivers that frost through the Great Canyon proves that it defines not only our lives, but defies the very earth itself. The dozen of monasteries of the lake's island are a testament to the sacred place it holds in our hearts. Agriculture district cost lowered by 10% and extra production efficiency of the rural districts. Lands far off. Our people have made many efforts to establish contacts with the Christian kingdoms to the west, even managing to convince Salah ad-Din Yusuf ibn Ayyub to allow our pilgrims to travel unmolested. The silver tongues of our diplomats are as effective as any swords or shields. Actually, that's another thing. I think we ought to go with the diplomacy ideas. Oh, they changed many of these effects. That's really good. So diplomacy and military, we could pretty much be a neutral power that just runs itself to whoever pays the most. We'll see. From the ashes, the former kingdoms of Aksum was laid waste to by Queen Judith, and from the fires of this destruction our kingdom was born. Like steel being produced from the flames, our kingdom will emerge stronger than what came before. Material costs for projects lowered by 10%, labor costs for project lowered by 10%, looting amount increased by 15%. Beta Israel, we are the one seed of the true faith on this side of the Red Sea. We must acknowledge, however, that we must work with the Christian and the Muslims in order to further the will of God. Extra hero prestige and extra tolerance of heathens. And the last one is... Come on, game. I mean, come on. Oh, these... Well, they were at 12th of January, so it's good to know that now they're on the 1st. It makes a bit more sense this way. The last one, Restoration of the Holy Land. As the only independent Jewish state we have seen, it is our duty to restore the Holy Land to proper Jewish rule. There is only one way to do this, with the ornaments of the Lord, and with the strength of will to triumph over others. Enables holy war accessibility on neighboring heathens, morale of armies, and war score cost versus other religions. Okay, so that's going to come in useful later if we survive long enough. I was actually thinking about us, forcing some of these things, like regulating mercantile activities, but that's gonna make burghers angry and nobility angry. I don't think we want to do that. For right now, we need to, I guess, more focus on increasing our relations with the estates rather than alienating them. So I'll try to keep that in mind. By the way, one thing that I haven't seen before is the fact that we can't really interact with Ajuran because there is a too far diplomatic range. That's a good mechanic. I haven't seen that before. And last but not least, what I want to mention in this episode before I end it and start recording the next one is the fact that I think the army professionalism meter is broken. It doesn't show you what's going to happen, but the army professionalism is actually increasing, which leads me to believe that they have reverted to the original mechanic, which would make more sense because it was impossible before to get beyond 25. I never could get beyond 27. Okay, not 25, but like 27, and I was almost half over the land force limit that I had. So this would probably make more sense at this current, age and time. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, this map is just so beautiful.